I've always believed that the entrance to a town should tell you a lot about it. It could be really nice. I hope it becomes really nice. I hope it doesn't run away because it's outside the city limits.
We had the opportunity to annex to the river bridge. As a matter of fact, we'd talked about it on several occasions. And as we even talked about annexing all the way to San Juan County. And in hindsight, probably would have been the proper thing to do.
We've got some eyesores that we need to clean up around Moab. Not just as you come into town.
The classic example is the Volkswagen graveyard. Considers himself, unique because he has it. He likes the idea, and there's other people that state this is what makes Moab.
Last summer, I got particularly pulled back into this, into a local debate over a project called Cloud Rock, a high-end luxury resort and community. It would be composed of a 225-room lodge that would sort of wrap itself along the edge of Mill Creek, which comes off the LaSalle Mountains, and 150 condominiums, I think, and 110 home sites starting at $600,000.
Well, Cloud Rock is, in my estimation, is a well-designed project. When it was approved by the Planning Commission, it was actually recommended to the County Council for approval. There were 25 conditions placed on it.
To me, if there was ever a project that required drawing a line in the dust, it was this one. I think it'll transform this community. I think it'll change it in ways that most people don't even begin to realize.
A lot of people in this community don't want to see it at all, and other people think it's the next step to our evolution as a destination tourist resort.
I would really have to study it a little bit more, but right now I just don't feel real comfortable with the way it's gone down. I don't want to pay for the infrastructure.
The whole idea of a wilderness law, or a luxury wilderness lodge, is sort of oxymoronic to me anyway, but I mean, let us provide you with this wilderness experience with spas and gourmet dinners and stuff.
Well, I worry about the fact that with these incredible numbers of people coming here, people who all claim to be environmentalists, that they will be the group that ultimately really drives a stake into the real wilderness of this area, just by our sheer numbers.
Arches National Park especially, I think, is kind of being trampled to death through visitation, and I guess, I may be partially to blame. Certainly a lot of my photos have brought people here to see the area, and some people have become familiar with it that did not know about it through my photographs. So that is a thing that I think about and worry about, and I hope it's not a situation where you kill the thing you love.
There's some sensible growth, and of course we're going to have more growth than we want. I mean, if it was left up to me, I'd turn the clock back, but I can't make it do that. So we've got to go forward. And I know what that means. That means more and more people coming into this town.
I'd be run out of town on a rail if I were king, because I wouldn't want a lot of economic development here. I mean, I moved here in 1992, and compared to now, things were much slower then.
Ed Abbey in 1968, when he wrote the foreword to Desert Solitaire, said, "Don't come rushing out here next summer. Everything is gone or going under fast." For him, things were just about ruined by 1968.
I hate to see it grow, and yet at the same time, it has to grow. In a way, it kind of captures this whole kind of Western dilemma. You want the growth, you need the growth economically, but there's a part of you that wants it to stay just the way it was. You don't want it to change.
It's sort of like a lifeboat where you're trying to load as many people onto it as possible because it's their only salvation, and then you put enough people on it and it sinks. Well, and then what do you got? Everybody drowns,
The natural landscape around Moab has traditionally given humankind a false sense of confidence. Such a powerful landscape, such a grand landscape, such a hand of God landscape could surely not be despoiled by the mere efforts of people. Well, I think we know at the dawn of the 21st century that we can't have that attitude any longer.
Hopefully we can continue to preserve it and get some sense of what it was like when I first went there in 47, but still make it accessible to other people.
Too many people today. For the likes of Abby and likes of myself, just too many people.
I think it would be a good idea if we had a toll booth at the bridge out here, and everybody had to was given a copy of Desert Solitaire and had to read it before they were allowed in.
People say I'm a cynic, and I say, well, look, if I'm an absolute cynic, why do I keep beating myself up writing about these things? Obviously, I don't do it to entertain myself. I keep doing it because I think it might get some people to think and maybe take action and do something positive.
There will never be a day that there won't be high conflict in this town. It takes that to get to the end results.
We may be a little more passionate, but because we've got more to be passionate about, but I think it's the same problem. People and unwelded zippers.
Back when we lost the uranium industry, in this town of 6,000 people, 6,000 men, women, and children, we lost 2,000 jobs in 60 days. And those were high-paying jobs. That's half of the adult population. And you can't believe how devastating that was to the community's economy, to the community's fabric, to family life, to crime, to broken homes. Going up rapidly creates problems. But let me tell you, it's a whole lot better than coming down.